So, I'd just like to begin by showing you some sacred antiques and a couple of amulets, which are also jewelry, and amulets which are amulets. This is of course jewelry. This is Lukbat Klong Tom, 1,000-year-old Dvarawadi era beads. Tawarawadi, Lukbat Tawarawadi. They were found from a sunken ship a long time ago that was found in an archaeological dig in Klong Tom, here in Trang Krabi province. There were two places, and in Surat as well they found. So they're 1,000 years old, and there'll be onyx, there'll be jade, this is jade, and different kinds of precious stones which are real. You can see the inclusions in them. You can see there are a lot of fakes. These are real. They're very, very held in high esteem by Thai people in the south. And this is, of course, 1,000-year-old beads necklace, which belongs to my friend, not to me. Yeah, as Lukbat Tawarawadi, and he asked me if I could. He's had it for about 30 years. But he needs to fix his car, so he asked me if I could put it in my shop. So I thought I'd show it to people. I might buy it myself actually, but it's a bit expensive, but I can afford it. But if anyone's interested, then of course, line ID, Thailand amulets, all small letters. Add me and write a message and I will add you and respond. The price for this is $1,000, and it would be $3,000 in Thailand to a southern person with enough money who wanted it. You'd be quite easily paying $3,000 for this. This is 1,000-year-old beads, the amber, and just a jade. In Thailand, they sell all sorts of things as jade, and they don't really always know the difference, but I do. And there's jade in here that's actually worth as much as the complete. Real jade is worth a lot of money, and a lot of what people buy as jade is not really jade, and there's real jade in this. So just the jade is worth the money. So $999, $999. 1,000-year-old Dvarawadi, the first Buddhist era in Thailand, 1,000 to 1,400 years old. Found in a sunken ship in Klong Tom a long time ago, and people have been wearing these for hundreds of years in Thailand in the south. Very fashionable. If you have these around your neck in the south, you might even get somebody offer you triple what you paid for it if the right person sees you wearing it. But you probably wouldn't sell it, because once you get this around your neck, stones are forged in the heart of a star. They say amulets have power, but the pharaohs and all the emperors and all the great leaders of the world all wore sapphires, rubies, precious stones and gems. And there is an energy in them, which I used to think was a superstition, but through my scientific studies I've found out actually it is. You could corroborate it both on a spiritual, psychic level and on a scientific level. This is a piece of history, and this is actually, to find this big, these are the biggest I've seen. This is the best chain I've seen of Lukbat Klong Tom. So I don't know how many foreigners are interested in these things, but I know some people are. I am. Lukbat Klong Tom, beautiful, huh? Let's have another close-up. You can see the inclusions inside, so it's not glass. You can see this is real crystal stones. Look at the age on that. Corals and crystal stones, carved crystals, semi-precious stones, amber, jade, obsidian. No, that's not obsidian. I don't know what that is. Yeah, mountain coral. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So let's go to the next one. Let's have a look at an amulet. This is from, I just posted this on my Facebook page actually. From Lumpur Jade, who ended up at Wat Don Salah but was actually at Wat Khao O, the Luksit Ek of Ajahn Tong Tao, the founder of Wat Khao O and the Khao O Sayasat tradition of sorcery, from which all the great Khao O masters inherited their wicha, carved in sacred ivory a rusi from Ajahn Jade, Lumpur Jade, Wat Khao O or Wat Don Salah. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. That's a one-off. And I like how he's holding his walking stick because it's the same pose as Tawetsa one as well. So it's very protective. It's very guardian style. So apart from Rusi possessing all of the various kinds of blessings you can have, this one particularly would be very good for protection and of course meditation. Always Rusi. They're very rare, this one. It's a must-have. I might take it out of the casing because I think this would look good in gold. Here we have one from a classic from Lumpur Sai of Wat Bang here. This will be Sir Meg or Sir Pai, Sir Meg. Or it will be the front teeth, not the incisor. But I think it's a Sir Meg or Sir Pai, Sir Meg. Yeah. Typical carving, perfect carving of Lumpur Sai. Not visible inscriptions. Some of his have inscriptions, some don't. Very beautiful Liam Gataungan Boran with a frame, a silver, handmade silver frame in olden days style on it. Very nice patina on it. So that's very nice. And then we have another Kyo Sir Pai. This is Sir Pai, jungle cat. Also with beautiful old silver handmade artisanry. Beautiful. This is a very old one. Patina. And I would say probably Lumpur Nok, but there's no inscriptions, so very difficult to say. But it looks too old for Lumpur Sai, so probably Lumpur Nok Wat Sankasi. It could also be Lumpur Ruan, the first abbot of Wat Bang here before Lumpur Pan himself. But looking at this, I would say Lumpur Nok, and it's definitely, whoever it is, Kyo Sir Pai. It's a Sir Pai, and the silver is absolutely beautiful. This kind of animist charm, even if you don't know who made it, and even if it was never blessed, it has magical properties within it. But this is obviously blessed. And I would say most probably Lumpur Sai. Most probably, but it might be older. Yeah, beautiful. But looking at the artisan, looks like same owner. So I would say probably Lumpur Sai. So now also amulets. But rings, now we're going on to rings, and 2 rings here, excuse my plaster, 2 rings here, 2, just a second, I put them down. Here's 1, with Garuda on the side in solid silver, with Seng, 22 2522B. Bang Na on this side, Bang Na, the name of the temple, Wat Bang Na, with the Garuda. And Seng, the name of the monk, Lumpur Seng, and 22. So the 22nd, and you can see has some kind of code inside. I can't see without my glasses. But you can see when I write that up, or if I sell it, I will put on the eye loop and update. The same again here, but with emerald stone. Also Garuda Seng 22, Lumpur Seng Mat Bang Na, with code stamps inside. These are very rare, very rare. Lumpur Seng Mat Bang Na, beautiful rings, beautiful, absolutely beautiful rings with Garuda and precious stones in solid silver with code stamps. Absolutely, don't think many people will have seen those before from Lumpur Seng, huh? And now back to the Lukpat Boran, which we saw in the Soy Lukpat Boran. We saw, yeah. We're now going to have a Lukpat Boran, 1000-year-old one in a ring. And this is very special 1000-year-old Lukpat inside a solid silver ring, which is also very old, but I don't know how, maybe 150 years old, 100 years old. And it's when block meat. And you can see very filigrane. Also done for Dvaravadi style, the first ever Buddhist era of Thailand, Dvaravadi, Lukpat Boran. This is not a cheap item, as you might expect, in solid silver with a 1000-year-old Lukpat Boran, and with this particular pattern, so very, 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 very rare. This is not a poor man's ring, unfortunately, because rich or poor, me, you, anybody, but anybody who likes rings, for me this actually, wow. This one is Lumpur Top, not for sale. Sorry about the plaster. Lumpur Top, Rien Lo, earlier era ring from Lumpur Top of Wat Chon Den. And this is not an amulet, that is something to do with motorcycles. Here is, I will tell you the exact information later. I'll write this up and post on Facebook or YouTube. I'll do a singular video about it. As you can see, it's jade and very old, from a very old pack route. This also hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. You can see it's Picaneta, and you can see lady next to him. Yeah, it's Papi Canet with Liam Ngan Boran, ancient style, olden days silver casing. Yeah, that's a prac grot, but not in Nerdin, not in earthen. This is in ploy get or yok get carved jade. And just as a piece of jade that size in one piece, not different pieces put together. Even if it was just a piece of jade able to be cut into a shape. If you look at real jade on the internet and study it, you don't have to believe me. You will find out that real jade is one of the most expensive substances that you can find. Chinese people really value it because of its inherent qualities and powers, which if you know any Chinese people, just ask them why they respect and revere jade so much, and why they wear it. And ask them if they believe it's anything to do with why they prosper and live long, healthy lives. Yeah, because it's very good for health and long life and prosperity and barami, to promote yourself. Very beautiful. This is really, really beautiful. Really beautiful indeed. Oh, so beautiful. Here we will have a couple of Wenblock meat, which I wasn't told what they were when I was given them, but of course, what else could they be but Watsagare? It just remains for me to distinguish if they are from, and you can see there's no malachite on here, so imagine the high gold quality content, because gold is the only thing that does not corrode. And with the age of these rings, if they did not have a very high gold quality content, they would already have green malachite on them. So that also makes me think they are Wenblock meat from Lumpudu or Lumpusi of Watsagare. Yeah. But I will confirm that after further. I will be able to tell from the surface metal sheen and the tonality from comparing with other authentic examples. But of this quality and this mixture, look at how much gold is in there. There's more gold than anything in there. Wenblock meat. So my first guess is Watsagare, Lumpudu or Lumpusi. And now I don't know, blessed or not, I just know beautiful jewelry. But coming from who I got them from, they've probably all been through monks' hands and blessed, but I couldn't name. And in this case, this is the belief in the power of, inherent power in gemstones, precious stones, is something I want to make podcasts about, because I want to explain how this is both not just spiritually but scientifically actually true. For example, rubies are used to make laser beams, you know, and diamonds are used to drill underground, and they're forged in the heart of a star. And even quartz, yeah, crystals. Every computer has these rare earths and crystals in them and couldn't work without them. Half of our technology would not work without it because the power comes through these. So it's not just magical. This is a very beautiful one. It's uncut, as you can see. It's polished, but uncut in its raw form and being put into a ring, which is where it's plaid on this side and not on the other, which is nice actually. I've had it on my finger and it doesn't bounce against the other finger, especially if you have another ring. Very nice indeed. And yeah, this one, the loop back to Arawadi. I just take that off. I can't. So I need some soap. Here we have another one. Solid silver as well. You can see the stamp inside, which I haven't read yet. I don't know if it's a silver stamp or the stamp of a temple. And once again, very nice jade ring. Yeah, very nice indeed, with some red mountain coral. This is very interesting indeed. This is a Brahman Ring. As you can see, This is where you could put a Shiva Lingam, or you pour your milk offerings and let it drip out. Yeah, so it's actually where you pour the offerings on. Sometimes you would have a Shiva Lingam, or you could have a yoni if you wanted. And this is very old Brahman ring, also solid silver. You can see the old casting method, how round it is. This must be hundreds of years old. And probably from Wat Kek, probably from either from Brahmins who came to Thailand or from the official Brahmin temple in Bangkok. But I would say probably not. It's probably from an actual Brahmin. Yeah. So that is a Hindu Brahman ring, and of course for Shiva Parvati. Yeah. Or Shiva Kali. But definitely Shiva. Yeah. For me, I would make a little lingam out of ivory and stick it in here. And then I would pour milk onto it to busha. I let the milk run down onto my finger. And then I could use my finger for various things, magic. So this is not just a magical thing, it's Brahman. For any Hindu, this is a fantastic item to have. But for collectors and high-end collectors and historical museum curators like myself, this is very interesting. Rian Brahman Ring. This is where you pour in here and it drips out here, if you've seen the Shiva Lingam. So, one more amulet, a ring. 2508B หลวงปู่ทวด วัดช้างให้ เหรียญโล สายแหวน very thick. This artisan who did this for my source, this particular source, is a very good old school artisan. He's not around anymore. As you can see, it's very thick, the silver. Look how thick it is. Between here and here, it's all solid. It's solid silver. So this is quite heavy with a 2508BE. It's a 2508BE solid silver Brahmin ring of หลวงปู่ทวด Wat Shanghai. Yeah. So that ring is probably gone before it goes in the shop, that one, because I know somebody's going to email me or line me about that. Here, one more. And this is for people that, because I was just talking to a friend saying, actually, people know me on my YouTube and Facebook pages, two of them, as Amulets, Occult, Buddhism, but actually I'm very much into gemstones and jewelry, and I have other channels under a different pseudonym where I do the same thing as I do with amulets. So I thought I'd show, because this particular client from my amulet store told me, I would just showed them, and he said, oh, I collect those as well. I said, oh, I thought amulet collectors might not be into this. He said, no, you should show them. Many of us like these things, and we in the South, Thai people, เราชอบมาก we really like. And also stingray tail in a gold or silver ring, the spine of the stingray tail, which is forbidden in Europe, but not in Thailand. It's forbidden to sell in shops, but you can still get them. And I have some, so anybody interested in those as well. Stingray rings, stingray spine rings sticking out of the ring I can get. So this is a very nice, Jade ring. Also very heavy silver, and very nice design around. Excellent design. This is real artisanry, real artisanry. And here we have another one. This is more for, well, men can wear it. I'm wearing it. More for, you see, this ring's the wrong way around. More for a girl maybe. Actually, it looks good on, it's unisex. This one is very, very sparkling. It really, really, really catches the light very well because of its clarity. It has great clarity to it. Now I can see, you can see the file markings of the cutting on the edge here. They are not curved. If they were curved, it would be fake. It would be synthetic. They're not curved. But I'm looking for inclusions. I need to look at this under the microscope to tell you about this ring. Anyway, it's very nice that it doesn't have a back on it because you can shine the light through it to see its transparency and look for inclusions. If there's no inclusions, which I don't see any, then I would say this is not real gemstone. But I'll confirm this later. Looks like it doesn't have any inclusions. Oh, it does, yep. But you have to also see if that is lead injection or gas. But it looks a little bit too... Let me have a look here. So this one I will reserve my opinion from. The rest already gave good opinion on. This also I reserve my opinion on. So those two I reserve my opinion on for now until I've studied. Otherwise, personally I find this very interesting because my source, thing is, a lot of my sources know about amulets, but they can't read Kormakarat lettering, so they might not know if the inscriptions are from this monk or that monk, but I recognize the handwriting of different monks in the Sanskrit. And for example, they also don't know about gems, but I study gems. And they don't know about precious metals, how to recognize percentage or what the metal is, or how to test. But I study and collect precious metals as well. So I don't just use my knowledge of amulets, I use my knowledge of gemstones, yeah, of gemology and metallurgy, yeah. And of course of my knowledge of reading Korm, because if you have hand inscriptions on a carved item or a ring or something, I can tell, or a biagare, I can tell. If it's a biagare, they say Lumpubun, and it has the Yant dot on it. If it's not his handwriting, I'll know. And so this, my source for sure probably thinks it's just brass. But if it was brass, if it was just brass, this would have, if you put it on for a day, your finger would go green. And it would have green crap on it, residue. But as you can see, it's as golden as the day it was made. And so all I have to test now is if it's a high gold mixture, but judging from the weight, it feels like it is gold. So I'll be off to the gold shop tomorrow to test if that is solid gold or not, because actually it seems to be solid gold. I've done some tests, but they're not the perfect tests. They don't conclude 100%, but my tests say yes. And so I shall confirm that too. But if they are, then it would be Gamagan if it was solid gold. But that has to be a Wembok meat of Lumpudu or Lumbusi or Watsakare. Lumpokoe also made, but not with that much gold in. That has a lot of gold in it, or it's gold. It's very, very heavy. So there you go. That was just a look at something unusual for today. Yeah. Instead of just amulets. And finish with this maybe. To have a close-up look at this beautiful, it's almost like Lake Laya, but it's not. It is jade. This ring also very nice. Plain but nice with the red mountain coral. And I like this in its raw form too. And this very much too. Very nice. That is jade. And of course, amulet collectors and ring lovers, solid silver 2508, Brahman Ring, Lungputuat, Ajantim of Wat Shanghai. This, and also very interesting, of course, the two rings from Lumpur Seng of Wat Bangna of 2522 BE with code stamps in heavy solid silver. And look at that beautiful filigrane inside carving with Garudas. Have in amethyst color. Well, it is amethyst, and it's not emerald. Will be what we call hin ploy get, semi-precious stones you find in rocks in the earth. Yeah, I'm going to check all under the microscope for inclusions to make sure that they are natural stones and not synthetic. But whatever the case, these are authentic blessed rings from Lumpur Seng of Wat Bangna. Yeah. So these must have been Gamagan because you don't see them in documented editions so much, if at all. So these are very special and very hard to find for collectors of Lumpur Seng. Most definitely. Beautiful rings as well, just as rings to wear, I mean, that's for sure, yeah. Like the Garudas, very much so. And of course the Rien Pram, the Wen Pram, very ancient. You can just see how ancient that is. You can just see. Solid silver, look, it's blackened from age, and look how rounded and uneven it is here. This is a really old metallurgy. That's an old Brahman ring. That's an antique Brahman ring, and it's a museum piece, and it's also very powerful bhusha for anybody who reveres Pratisuan Shiva. And then of course, last but not least, the most beautiful Soi Lukbat, which is not for everybody because not everybody is into $1,000 for a 1,000-year-old necklace, but actually $1,000 is a third of the price of what this 1,000-year-old necklace would cost in Thailand to a Thai collector. And they won't sell it to you anyway, usually. Lumpur Sai. I particularly like the silver on this. I've had a couple with silver frames, but this one is very nice. The point's still visible, so you can see the roundness that it really, really is Sua, a kind of big cat. If it's Sua Phai, Sua Meg, or the front teeth of the real big tiger, hard to tell. And this is Sua Phai, and this is a Kiao. This is the incisor. If not, it wouldn't be so long. This is a tiger tooth, but Sua Phai, jungle tiger, jungle cat, large giant jungle cat, and a big one, beautiful, and you can't hurt yourself. It's not pointed there. They've cut the silver, and beautiful, beautiful filigrane silver. Handiwork on there. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful patina. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we finish with Lucy from Lumpur Jake, Cow Master. first Luxit egg of Ajahn Tong Tao, the founder of the Khao tradition. Well, the master who revived and made it a continuous tradition, because it's actually a 1,000-year-old tradition, but he brought it all together and made it into a tamra of his temple. And his Luxit egg made this, so you're looking at a very old amulet in carved ivory, masterclass carving. The Rusi looks so serene in his meditation, with his eyes closed, and beautiful carving, absolutely beautiful. That's not going to last very long if I let it go and don't keep it, because being a Rusi, it's very hard for me to let go of Rusi. But seeing as I just lost 80% of my source of income, I'm having to let things go that I don't want to in the moment, so maybe. Well, anybody interested, you can contact me and I'll say if I want to sell or not, which ones I want to keep, which ones I want to sell. This one is very special because it's so old, and it's, you couldn't, the price of jade as it really is, you couldn't sell it as a piece of jade because I'd have to take too much. And luckily in the amulet world, they don't charge jade prices for jade amulets. If not, be completely for millionaires only, because real jade is so expensive. Like if you took a real piece of jade to a real jade shop in China or in North Thailand, real jade, you get a lot of money for it. But monks and temples don't know that when somebody donates them a piece of jade to make amulets with, they don't think about it. But I do, because I know jade in itself, with or without the amulet and the blessing, is worth a lot. So with the amulet and the made into an amulet and blessed, there you go. I don't think I have to explain. That's obvious that it's doubly has spiritual value and physical value. What would you call that? Yeah, physical value. So there you go. Very nice set of antique amulets and jewelry / amulets. So different video this time, and I think that's a nice intermission, and also to show you some other stuff to break the boredom and show that it's not just amulets. If you like gemstones, rubies and sapphires, you can ask me, because I've been studying them for a long time and I collect them. If you like bullion coins and sovereigns, you can ask me. And if you like these, because I'm in the south and I have very good connections, I don't think I'd find another one as good as this. Big ones like this. And they're very expensive, but some of you know about the Luk Bat Klong Tom and the necklaces of Luk Bat Klong Tom, so you will know. Some of you know. So there you go. For me, the Lumpur Seng rings very interesting as amulets. This is beautiful to wear, and the powers it has within it, within each stone. Good for health, long life, attracting wealth and metta. This also, just talked about, this kind of has sane, has some charm with its asymmetrical, it's not symmetrical. And the ring itself is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All of them. Absolutely all of them. And yeah, I mean, how can you not? How can you not? How can you not? That's heavy silver. And the Wenbrook meat. My God, it's gold, it has to be. Oh yeah. How can that not be? Well, I know about gold. Some people, gold is gold. how many carats, how many percent is gold, is it, you know? What's the weight? What's the current spot price? Yeah, most people just think, oh, it's a diamond, oh, it's gold, oh, it's a ruby. You can have a ruby the size of a match head that's worth $50, and you can have a ruby the size of a match head that's worth 10,000 bucks, because there are criteria of evaluation, which sounds strange to understand, but that's how it is. So there you go, this ring. I'm very happy because the owner thought it was brass. When Brahmin, just have to confirm lumpu do, lumpu see, what's a game, eh? If it is, if it isn't, then it can't be lumpu go, it has to be lumpu do, lumpu see. When Brahmin ni, I only know another Luxid who makes exactly the shape, but he uses Nurtong Buap. It's a kind of brass. There's no way over the age. There's absolutely no. I have to get my microscope out and take it to the gold shop and do the proper test. I will update on this ring. I will update on this ring and on the other ring here. I will update on it because it will be, at least if it is loha or brass, it will have an extremely high quantity of gold. The weight is absolutely really heavy. I'll update after I've been to the gold shop and done a few more tests. So there you go. Ajahn Spencer for the Buddha Magic Project and Amulets TV. Signing off.